it up, pump it up.
Trae.
Oh, come on, come on.
With Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
It's the day with
This is the day to gain inspiration, to make a positive change in the nation. We're inviting you to partake in conversation to raise your vibration. It's the day that we will all celebrate all of our peace that make this thing elevate. Watch the negative fade away, cause it's the day with Trae.
Good morning. Well, I thought you were going to drop your hand, Mr. Director. Yeah, that's the best indication because out the side of my eye, I can see you drop your hand. And so when you keep the hand up like that, I'm like, oh, am I there yet? That being said, thank you, Director Eric Calligraphy. Good morning. Welcome to this fantastic Thursday morning. My name is Omari Salisbury. I'm the guest host all this week for my buddy, like I say, from A1, from day one, Trae Holiday, who's on some much-deserved time off. It's been a fantastic week that we've had with you, man, with some really tremendous guests. It's been real eye-opening and learning a lot, and today's not going to be any different. I'm talking about, man, we have a phenomenal guest in the house, actually a return guest. And I know how much people like authors and artists. For some reason, they gravitate right here to Converge. I won't give it all away yet, but that's what's happening. I will let you know that today is my last day. So it's been a great run this Monday through Thursday, and of course all of last week as well. And I can tell you, man, Trayana Holiday's job ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? And she does this with a whole lot of grace, and I can see why she picked up an Emmy earlier this year and all that good stuff. Also, a big shout out to Director Eric Calligraphy. He's playing games over there sometimes, though, with the county, and it's all good, Eric. I still love you the same, brother. There it is. Meet Gil back there somewhere, too. Back there mumbling, Anyways, all that being said, in all seriousness, man, we got a really, this is like the perfect guest for this show. And I have the luxury actually to sit in on it because this is a conversation that's really geared towards black women. And clearly I'm not a black woman, but I love black women. You know what I'm saying? My mama a black woman. My daughters are black women. So I'm highly invested in the space of uplift and enlightenment and everything else around black women. So welcoming to the set right now, we have NaKeesa Frazier Jennings, and I say to you, welcome back to the Black Media Matters studio.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, and part of the title as well, author,
yes,
and also artist, and entrepreneur,
yes,
and phenomenal black woman.
Yeah.
I can keep going too. You know what I'm saying? Listen, these black women come up on the set, and this is how you can tell. See Big O come to life. You see that Big O just whoop, pop up in my chair because your energy is it's in here, and I'm feeling it 100%.
Thank you so much.
No, man, very much so. I took some notes here because I need to make sure everything is as perfect as possible. When it comes, listen, I don't want no issues.
You don't want no smoke.
Yeah, exactly. We don't want no smoke. And as we like to do here on TV as well, when we have something here, you are the author of your new book, 100 Days of Gentle Accountability for Black Women.
Yes, I am the proud author of it.
Hello. Well, we finna talk about it then.
All right, let's do it.
Well, speaking of that, and another thing, I came prepared with these questions for you.
Okay.
You feel me? So, well, first of all, I'm gonna let you just give a general overview and tell people kind of who you are and what this book is about.
Thank you. I am, as you said, NaKeesa Frazier Jennings, and I am a local author, but I just consider myself an author because, I don't want to stay local. I want to do stuff around the world. And one of the things that is very important to me that I did speak about the last time I was here was about the fact that self-care is the number one priority in my life. That has been for many, many years, and it will never change because I need that foundation to make sure that I am doing everything that I need to do for myself, and my foundation first and foremost, as they say on the airplane, you got to put your own oxygen mask on first before attempting to assist anybody else, and that means anybody else in my book. So I what led me to create actually all 7 of my books is the fact that I am about self-care. Self-care is my number one priority, and I wanted to not only have that practice for myself, but continue to encourage other people to do so. So that is what led me to create this resource. And I really do have, I believe, a version for everyone, that everyone will feel like they were thought about and have an option for them when it comes to my series of gentle accountability guides and books. But this one is my special edition because it is for and by a Black woman.
All right, so first of all, that's dope. Second of all, we finna put some respect on your name, right? Because you come here, you talk about, man, I'm a local author. I hope to be like, you done rolled in here. I mean, is you playing with us or something? You know what I'm saying? This is like the gag and joke. You done rolled in here with like 6, 7 books. I got the feeling you already out there from Maine to Spain and Turkey to Albuquerque. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow. I mean, well, first and foremost, before I dig in more into this book, congratulations. I mean, you've been busy.
Yeah,
Huh?
I have been. Yeah,
Wow.
that is true. You know, I created the first one, 100 Days of Gentle Accountability, last year, and I talked to Trae about that one. And at the time, I think I had 3 books. So that one, the original one, the Pride version, and then one with no images in it. So the image-free version. And I really... I didn't think I would stay right there because I knew I was creating the Black women's version. I actually started that one first, but I had to make sure it was super perfect. So it took me over a year to finish it and release it because I kept picking it up and putting it down and saying, oh, no, these pictures aren't right. I want to make sure the writing prompts are, meaningful for us. And so it took me a little longer. So I knew I was going to be doing 4. I didn't think I would do 7, but I had to do one for the kids. And then since teens don't think of themselves as kids, I had to do one for teens. And I have one that has images of me and my husband's day trips throughout the Pacific Northwest. So that's how we got to 7.
Wow. That's a high level of intentionality as well.
Thank you.
Oh, that's good stuff. All right. So, the book titled 100 Days of Gentle Accountability for Black Women. What does gentle accountability mean in the context of self-care? And why was it important for you to redefine accountability specifically for Black women?
Well, if you flip your copy of the book over to the back of the book explains exactly why I am using that term, gentle accountability. So I'm just going to read the first little bit because I think it explains it very well for everyone. So I say gentle self-accountability is the ultimate type of self-love. Many of us have heard of and even practiced gentle parenting, but are not gentle with ourselves as adults. Being accountable to ourselves does not have to be harsh, make us feel bad, or be punitive. So I believe that our number one goal for every human being should be to invest in ourselves, invest in our self-care, invest in our care, making sure that we are doing so in a gentle way. Because there's, a lot more recently, I would say just kind of in human existence, we are talking about self-care and we're talking about goals and we're talking about taking care of yourself, but it's still a lot of times, in my opinion, is done from a very kind of like harsh, intense way. And I believe that we should be doing so in a very gentle way to ourselves. I think we should have gentle self-talk. I think that we should treat ourselves very gently. And that's why I use the example of gentle parenting, because I see my own peers, other Black women, speak to children very gently, right, and treat them with kid gloves, but they have such almost venomous sometimes self-talk, and so hard on themselves. And I think that our society has a lot to do with, and our socialization of why we sometimes treat ourselves that way. And I wanted us to redefine what being accountable to ourselves and what self-care should feel like when we're doing that.
Yeah, that's fire. It really it jumped out to me too when I was looking last night and looking at the notes on everything. I met this phenomenal, amazing black woman the other day, and she was telling me that she's now in her soft girl era.
Yes.
And so when I saw the title of your book, 100 Days of Gentle Accountability for Black Women, like she instantly just popped in my mind. And, and we hear that even more and more. It's like, man, I've run this race this whole time. I had to bend hard. I had to carry all this, my armor, my this and that. And, to hear her say like, I'm in a soft girl era right now.
That's right. Yeah, so we are hearing about the soft girl era. That's a phrase, that's a thing that we're doing. And I really took that to heart for myself because, again, this book is not just for other black women, it's for me as well. Even though I am someone who has been practicing self-care for a long time, and I think I was 15 when I decided that I wanted to engage in self-care, even though that wasn't even a term that was used back when I was 15. I just knew that I wanted my life to be filled with joy, and I wanted to take care of myself, and I wanted to center my needs and prioritize my needs. But I wrote a piece called Soft in 2023, and it is all about how I had to have that armor, how I had to be tough for the outside world, but sometimes that still came into play in how I treated myself. So I am going on this journey with everybody else to, be softer and make sure that I am treating myself with gentleness. And in fact, if you turn to I don't have page numbers in here, but if you turn to the second page, this is the list of writing prompts, and they're the same 6 writing prompts throughout the 100 days. And the last one you'll see says, how am I currently engaging in softness in my life? So, so that is something that was very intentional that I put in the book because I really want us to treat ourselves with softness for sure.
Fantastic. All right. So another question for you here. Your book blends powerful portrait photography with daily prompts. How do the visual elements enhance the guided journal experience, and what did you aim to communicate through the integration of the visual arts?
This is my favorite question, by the way.
Come on, get my research, man.
You did. So, as you can see, there are 6 images on the front of the book, but there are dozens inside the book, and that was one of the reasons why it took me so long to get the book released, because I really wanted the visual aspects of the book to be a nonverbal communication to anyone that looks at the book. So whether you're thumbing through it, if you pick it up somewhere, or you own the book, I want the message to be that Black women of all types, every representation and identity that we have, some individual and unique, some intersecting, but we're all individuals, right? But we don't have to look a certain way to access self-care. We don't have to look a certain way or be a certain age to engage in self-care. We all deserve self-care. So the youngest of us to our most seasoned elders. And I also wanted to represent women, Black women of all skin types, skin tones, hair types, abilities. So there is, I hope, a representation of every type of Black woman that I could think of in this book. Another thing that the visual representation does throughout the book is I made a decision very intentionally not to show us being caregivers or working in any way, because this book is about self-care. Self-care. So again, back to the oxygen mask example. Yes, being caregivers, is a big part of a lot of our identities and lives, but I didn't want that to be something that was shown in this book, because this book is about us taking our time for us. Yes.
So this is not one of my prepared questions.
Okay,
but
no
I
problem.
think, now I'm no expert like you are, but I think one of the barriers for all of us, and then it might even be enhanced with black women, is also learning. You said learn self-care, which is important, and to me, I find that a lot of times we're not joyful receivers. We're you know, and even when self-care or joy or things are coming at you, that so many of us have been trained to deflect and to push it away and everything else. How much is being a joyful receiver to good coming your way, whether it's just compliments of you look amazing, you know, and accepting that? Because a lot of times you're like, wow, you look fantastic today. Oh, well, actually, you know what? Man, my curler was messed up and I had to do that. Don't nobody even know all that. They're just really like, they're just saying like, man, you look great. And, you know, there's so much of the fight. And black men do it as well, but black women even more, at least I've found, that, you know, sometimes you just gotta be open, be a joyful receiver for things. Does that play in anything at all when it comes to self-care?
Absolutely. So I would say that I am 95.9% a joyful receiver. So I don't have that much of an issue with that. But every once in a while, you know, especially if it's somebody super close to me, I'll say, oh, girl, well, you know, I got bobby pins in the back that you can't see. So, you know, and like that's still a self-deprecating, you know, response, right? So, but typically I personally will receive a compliment and won't add any commentary to it or try to deflect or say something opposite of what the person is trying to give me, because it is a gift to receive that. And the first writing prompt, because they're the same 6 for every 100 days, says, what do I like or love about myself at this very moment? And to me, what you just asked me really correlates with that, because if we're thinking about that constantly, and if you do that practice of responding to that writing prompt every single day, not every single day because you don't have to use it every day, but every time you open the book and do this for 100 days, I think that even if you are responding to compliments and things like that in that way, typically, hopefully it'll rewire how you think about yourself and then be able to receive those compliments differently.
Yeah, no, yeah, I had to do that as well. And even like when the growth of Converge, people be like, man, Converge is scoring this and that. They'd be like, but you know what? We got the old cameras, or with this and that. Or man, people don't, it's like, it's all right.
Yeah,
It's all right. I'd be like, yeah, okay, cool.
Absolutely.
You know, thank you. And so that's something I've had to work on myself too, is to be a joyful receiver. Now, your bio mentions your unwavering advocacy for racial and social justice. How does prioritizing intentional self-care for black women, as discussed in the book, connect the fuel the larger work of social justice?
Wow, there's so many things I could say about that. I would just say, for me as the person who is putting a lot of themselves into this project and constantly thinking about how I invest in black women and support them, I have to make sure that I am getting my rest, that my foundation is strong, that my sleep hygiene is intact, because then when I go out into the world, I still have to put that armor on, right? Because this world is nothing nice for us. And so it feeds into my social justice from when I'm doing things in community, when I am writing a piece about us, about the Black experience, about Black women. I have the fuel that I need to be able to do that. And then also, like I said, if someone picks up this book, they're very clear that, number one, a Black woman wrote it. They're very clear that it is about Black women. I am pushing back on narratives that of all types about who deserves access to joy, who deserves access to self-care. Even with the elders that I have pictures of and images of in the book, a lot of times once women get to a certain age, we're like written off, or it's like you don't deserve this, that, or the other thing, of many types of things, once we get to a certain age. And I just want to push back on all of that, and that is one of the ways that I am investing in social justice through my work.
Right. I got another question here.
Okay.
It's one of my off-script questions.
Okay.
And so, in my conversations, and actually with the same woman, it's like I'm in my peace. Mm-hmm. And so it seems like, here's the book is like, 100 days of gentle accountability for Black women. I think that there needs to be a partner book for the Black man that says, be her peace.
Be her peace.
or at least do no harm.
Do no harm. No, I was just telling our wonderful director before we started rolling today that I was really actually happy that you were interviewing me because I want Black men to also be part of this work, part of supporting Black women. I, do a lot of like lives on TikTok and stuff like that, and I always share with the audience about how my mom didn't get a ton of self-care, I believe, when I was growing up, because in the 80s, nobody was, supporting Black women doing that. But my dad would do things like take the whole family on vacation 1 week in the summer, and then 2 weeks later for their anniversary, he would take them on a cruise so that they could like have their time together. We had little rules, in our household, like, don't come downstairs bothering your mother after 10 p.m. My mom herself, when she would come in from work, she had the 15-minute rule, and that was, I'm going to hug and kiss you and your brother, and then I need 15 minutes to change my clothes, decompress from my, commute, and get ready for everything that you all, need me for the rest of the evening. So my dad definitely supported that with her, but I really, had to think a lot about how did my mother get self-care? How are other women getting self-care? And I encourage Black men to, and men and everybody else in general, to gift these books, and to not just gift these books, but support Black women in any way that they want to access self-care.
Mm-hmm. There, go ahead, bring me up in program. All right. So what we're learning here thus far, right, is like, and especially if women in your life, and it could be your partner, or as I think they say right now, your person. Mm-hmm. It could be your mama, it could be Big Mama and them, mm-hmm. It could be your daughters or your niece, or however it rolls for you. Is that one, man, they deserve peace, they deserve self-care. And so all I'm saying, like, here real quick in this little tap in, bruh, man, if you can't give more peace, you know what I'm saying, add to the peace, don't disturb the peace, you know what I'm saying? I mean, do no harm, because if you bumped into a Black woman, wherever she's at in your life, that has her peace, hey, listen, you better off leaving her alone if you can't enhance that peace, right? It's
Absolutely.
Real deal. Because sometimes it's a life journey for a lot of Black women to get to that space, mm-hmm. and the obstacles they've overcome and everything else. And then you bump into somebody who's like, man, hey, listen, I'm at peace, bruh. Mm-hmm. That's your sign, brother, mm-hmm. that if you ain't got it together one way or another, keep stepping. Am I lying, Eric? Mm-hmm. Am I lying, NaKeesa?
No.
Keep stepping, bro.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. Hey, listen, we've heard so many, just not necessarily on this show, but we've heard so many stories on other shows of people who really had their stuff together, and they've allowed other people or energy into their lives, and it's to their detriment. So we always want to reinforce to people. It's like, listen, man, you describe the journal as a mirror, a movement, and a love letter. We like that. That's a lyric, yo. It's a mirror. It's a moment. It's a love letter. What? What's the primary movement or change that you hope readers take away from incorporating 100 Days of Gentle Accountability into their lives?
Whatever it is that they need for it to be. So, one of the things that was also an intentional piece to this project, this book, is that there is a Day 100 reflection at the end of the book. And this question asks, what did you learn on this journey that you want to carry forward or continue? And so whatever that is for them, because I think that this tool allows for people to really have a lot of very intentional self-reflection. You may learn things about yourself. You may learn things that you want to change or that you want to keep doing, you want to enhance or something like that. One of the other writing prompts is, how did I or do I plan to protect myself today? So that could be my heart, my space, my time, or access to me. I hope that if people are not, Black women in particular, are not thinking about that, that this will be a tool that allows them to do that as well.
All right, good stuff. I got one more question for you, and we'll see if George is paying attention over there. You're gonna break out the phone. Say, I'm getting this. This is really dope. That your husband is like, I don't know. I've only seen him a few times. He's always by your side, which is really dope. You partnered with your husband, George Jennings, on the 2024 art exhibit, "The Woman, the Paper, and the Light." Does your work in the visual art space representing Black women and girls through portraiture influence your written advocacy and the ways that you approach your projects?
I would say that my work influences the art, his visual art, because I was the one that came up with the concept for that exhibit. So I wanted him to create something, a collection that was just for us and about us, Black women and Black girls. And I wanted to also give honor to his grandfather, who was a visual artist, a Black artist who was his first art teacher. So I wanted it to be a family legacy piece, but also something that centered Black women, because I can't be his only model for, his whole career. So I wanted to bring other Black women in there. And I wanted it to be women who were not famous, because he could, do paintings of women who people know, who are celebrities and things like that. So I asked all of my friends and family members to be models, because we all should be honored and we should all be centered in visual art. So I came up with the concept. He brought it to life with his amazing artistic genius, and then we worked together to, bring it to the world.
One time for Brother George. Yeah, that's what I was saying. We gonna show this brother some love up in here. Yeah, you're very welcome, sir. All right, so before we wrap this up, I want to give you an opportunity to speak directly to the audience. You tell them what everyone know about the book, especially where they can buy it at and pick it up and support your work.
All right. So you can get my book, 100 Days of Gentle Accountability for Black Women, from my website, NaKeesaMarie.com. Just go to the top menu bar and click on the shop and scroll down to guided journals. If you want a signed copy with a free bookmark, you'll go there. You can also go to Amazon, and I do have a TikTok shop as well. And I am known on TikTok and all social media platforms as @NaKeesa Marie.
All right, NaKeesa, this is really dope, and it's really timely too, in regards to the conversations that we've been having collectively as a company. Converge Media is definitely grounded in the storytelling and uplift around black women. And when we see that, what are our flagship productions with The Day with Trae and with Back to Besa, is somebody like me who has a face for radio. Every once in a while I get to get on screen. But these black women here on our platform, Takeover Ward, her show Art of the Matter, so we're a platform that's very much centered in black women and what's important for black women and everything else. So this is really dope. And I'm glad that, like you said, we got to interface today. You know what I'm saying? And I could share a little bit of my experiences and learn from you. I want to thank you so much, and I think what you're doing is fantastic. And I think that black women need reaffirming from all as many spaces and places that they can go, man, that they are worthy, and they are worthy of self-care, and they are worthy of peace. And any which way they can help them find them. And I think that your book is definitely one of the ways they'll get there.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. We're going to take a quick break right now. When we come back, we're going to wrap it up. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Hey, you want some
You ain't the same.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I know exactly what I'm talking about.
Acts on Stage presents Detroit 67. This award-winning story chronicles a family having a house party while the city is on fire, and a country dancing to the new sound as it finds itself in the dust of one of the most explosive periods in American history. It seems like it's all coming together and falling apart.
You talking that slick talk with me when I've
I'm
been
not
drinking?
trying to cause you any trouble.
You've been this whole time as a bunch of trouble.
What the hell you doing in Detroit?
This Seattle debut runs November 14th to the 23rd at Acts on Stage Theater. Get down with the get down of Detroit 67.
In Seattle, it's more than just coffee. It's community. At the station, we brew more than just your favorite cup. We brew connection. From Beacon Hill to Columbia City, we're a space for artists, activists, and everyone in between. A place to gather, create, and simply be. Whether you need a quiet place to work, a lively spot to meet friends, or just a moment to unwind, find your place at the station. More than coffee, it's home. Visit us in Beacon Hill or Columbia City. The Station, where community happens.
Like a warm cup of tea, coffee, or your favorite bowl of soup, Washington Health Plan Finder is here for you. Whether you're exploring your options or need help finding a health insurance plan that meets your needs, you can count on us. Visit wahealthplanfinder.org today. Open enrollment begins November 1st and ends January 15th, 2026.
Get ready for the 2025 Bullet Lecture in American History at the Seattle Public Library Central Branch. On Thursday, December 4th, Eve L. Ewing, author of Original Sins, will share her perspective on the American educational system and how it has shaped our shared history. Reserve your spot today.
All right. Oh, there, Eric Calligraphy did it. Thank you, brother. Welcome back to the Day with Trae. And before we get out of here, this was so dope, man. That NaKeesa Jennings came in to share about the book, man. 100 Days of Gentle Accountability for Black Women. And yeah, we've even been having some good conversation here during the commercial breaks. Man, I would encourage you, pick up the book. And the best thing is, you don't have to be a black woman to pick up the book. Brothers, you know what I'm saying? A matter of fact, if your money is right, you brothers can pick up like 2, 3, or 4. Because as many black women as we have in our lives at different levels and everything else, they definitely enjoy, they deserve one piece. And getting there in this gentle accountability and these, they soft era. Let's help them out. We got to do our part. Let's help out black business too. So make sure and pick up this book. Hey, I've had a ball hanging with you guys this week. I said I'm out of here early this week. It'll be a Feel Good Friday tomorrow. We got so many tremendous episodes that I'm sure Omi or me, they're going to fish out for you. I appreciate the last 2 weeks. And man, Trae's back next week for 1 week, and then she's going on leave, which is like real leave. So we won't see her back until 2026. So make sure you tune in all next week to catch Trae Holiday. Again, thank you for hanging with me. And man, as usual, go forward in your purpose, go forward in your humanity. And until we meet again, peace.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.